Very warm welcome to everyone to another Meaningful Monday. So I just want to welcome all the people who regularly join. You know who you are. So welcome back. It's lovely to have you back with us again. A very special welcome to the people who join from far away. There's Laura, who's always generally joining us from London. So thank you. And then a very warm welcome to all the new people. And I just want to tell you the biggest warm welcome to you, Daniel, all the way from China. I have to tell you, the first person from China to join my Meaningful Mondays, and I've been doing it for a few years now. So you get the big warm welcome from me, and I really hope it adds value to you and to everyone else. And come back and do this for the first Monday of every month. So for all the new people, Meaningful Monday is a free webinar. The topic is different every month. It's on the first Monday of every month. Doesn't matter if it's December or the 1st of January, I still do it. And the purpose is to just raise awareness, to help you live your best life. And it's really, when we want to improve our lives, we need to have, first of all, the awareness, and then to develop the intention to take action and change something to improve our lives. But the first thing we need to do is have awareness. So my main principle, or my main philosophy that I do these Meaningful Mondays, is to talk about any topic that's really meaningful, so that your awareness is 100%, without a shadow of a doubt, in the knowing, not the belief, the knowing that you do create your own reality, and you create it with your thoughts and with your feelings, and it's happening every millisecond of the day. So we're all creating our own reality. We always have been, but some of us are not aware. So the more aware you become, the more you can focus your mind, your thoughts, and your feelings, and basically navigate this world and mold the energy and create what it is that you want. So that's just a quick intro onto what Meaningful Monday is. As I said, they are recorded, and they're all available, which it says there at the bottom of the screen. All the recordings of any of the Meaningful Mondays are on my YouTube channel, Silver Method Australia. Okay. So tonight we're going to cover a couple of principles from one of my absolute favorite books of all time. I think Think and Grow Rich is one of the best personal development books ever written. I have read this book many, many times over, and I do masterminds on it on a regular basis, at least 1 or twice a year. Been doing that for a few years now. People like Alejandra, for example, have done Think and Grow Rich, I think 3 times with me, if not 4, but it's definitely 3 times, I think. So the beauty about Think and Grow Rich is that for anyone who doesn't know anything about the book, it's not just all about money and riches. That's the first thing. It's about a rich life in every aspect of your life, and I'll share that with you in just a second. Now, the book Think and Grow Rich, here's my first copy. It's basically falling apart. I had to kind of glue it together with sticky tape, like Decifix and paper. But this actual book is based on 13 principles that form a philosophy that Napoleon Hill puts together to say, whatever it is that you want for yourself, if you can understand and learn and apply and integrate into your life these 13 principles, you will absolutely guaranteed achieve what you want. Now, I'm not taking 7 of the 13 principles. I'm taking 7 principles because there are 13 main principles as chapters in this book, but this book has got hundreds of principles in it, literally hundreds, and they're fantastic. So I'm taking a random sample of 7. So everybody is unique. Every one of you watching is unique. You all have a different perception. You're all getting a different viewpoint on what I'm going to teach tonight. You may think you're all watching the same presentation. Really, you're not. Everything is through your own perception filter. Now, that's really important. And that's really important because it is that actually determines why some people in the same environment, the same economy, the same industry, even the same suburb, doing the same thing or offering the same service, one thrives and one goes out of business. Why? It's because we are all unique and we all have our own view of the world, which is our perception. Now, the question is, has anyone ever reached their full potential? Anyone that we know? And the answer is no, they haven't. So, let me just adjust this. Oops. Sorry, there's some other people coming in the room. No one has reached their full potential, because the truth is our potential is unlimited. And Abraham Maslow proved that many, many years ago, decades ago. And to think about that statement, if you think about your own life, a person should pinch themselves to think that your potential is literally unlimited, which means you can never, ever stop being better, never stop improving yourself. And by that, I mean never stop improving your life. So the only guarantee that any of us have that tomorrow is going to be better than it is today is if we are growing today. And it's quite sad that, I don't know what the statistics are, I don't recall them offhand, but it's very high. It's like close to 90% of all people who leave either school or university actually stop studying or learning after that and just kind of navigate life. Well, we are designed to keep learning and to keep growing. So you'll find that people who are very invested in their personal development, and there are many of them listening here tonight, I know you personally, you've done other courses with me, and I just know from your life and your history, people like that you'll find generally have a better life from the outside, and it's also from the inside. But it's kind of perceived that, oh, these people are lucky, or they're on a winning streak, or they're just riding the wave, or they're born under a lucky star, or whatever we think it is. But that's not the case. The reason that their lives are better is because the only guarantee we have that tomorrow will be better than it is today, or the future will be better than it is today, is if we are growing personally in our personal growth, if we're growing today. So what I want to share with you here tonight, I hope adds value to you coming out of this wonderful book. As I said, personal development books, right at the top of my list are Think and Grow Rich and As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. There are so many others. And of course, I teach the Silver Method, which is a 4-day dynamic meditation program. You can look that up if you haven't heard of it before. It's SILVA. But it's all about personal development. And I've seen the evidence through my own students, the ones that invest in their own personal growth really go from strength to strength, and they actually get better and better. So let me kick off with this tonight. And I'm not going to be able to cover, every single aspect out of this book. I'm really, really just honestly the tip of the iceberg, and even the tip of the iceberg, because this book, I'm serious when I say it can and should be studied for a lifetime. So I had a mentor come into my life several years ago. I read Think and Grow Rich years before that, nothing with it, put it down, read the book, put it down. I didn't become rich, nothing really changed. When a mentor came into my life, he taught me, this is a book that needs to be studied. And one of the principles in here is mastermind. It needs to be masterminded and studied at least once a year, every year. And the book says itself, if you study the book, not read it, study it, 3 times over, you will not want to stop. And I thought, oh, that's just the author saying it. But I experienced it personally. After studying it for the 3rd time, properly studying it, I mean, really digging deep into a chapter or 2 a week, answering questions, doing analysis on it and things like that, discussing it with other people, suddenly all the 13 principles click together and form a philosophy. And once you've got that, you understand the enormous power behind it, because what it really is creating the perception through which you see the world and changing your subconscious mind and magnetizing it basically to attract towards you everything that you need, all the resources, all the people, all the opportunity, everything to create the thing that you really want. But it can't be done dilly-daddle, and it can't be done wishy-washy, and it can't be done sometimes, sometimes not. And the book really gets to explain this in a deep way. When you really apply what it's asking, your life suddenly really does improve. So there's so much in the book, and a person could never remember it if you even studied it once for a whole year, the one study. You can't remember everything. That's why it's so important to keep reviewing it. So let me share with you these principles, and I hope it will give you a different viewpoint. If you haven't read the book, maybe we'll pick it up and read it. And if you have read the book and you've put it aside, maybe to pick it up again and look through the book through a different lens. Or if you want to join a mastermind, as I say, you can join my mastermind. It's up to you. So first of all, I want everyone to answer here, how do you define rich? Because the book is Think and Grow Rich I'll explain Think and Grow Rich afterwards. But first, how do you define rich? Anyone, unmute your microphones, talk to me, tell me anything. There's no right, there's no wrong. Just give it to me. I don't mind what you say. No one's judging you. I just want you to give feedback. So let's go.
Spiritual richness.
Is that you, Anna?
It is. It
I never
is.
saw you. Come on, welcome. I just hear your voice.
Thank you,
Thank you for
Janine,
joining.
delight.
Thank you. Yes, spiritual richness. That's one for sure.
Inner happiness.
Beautiful. Inner happiness is definitely rich. Yep. Just welcome to the others. Ariel, Betty, I see you've come on.
For me, it's a balance, you know, between, you know, material and spiritual things. You have to be rich in both aspects of your life to really, you know, be really rich, because some people, as we know, you know, in life, they're very rich, you know, from a material perspective, but they are not really inside, you know, deep or wise people.
That is so good, Alejandra, and I'm going to expand on that. Thank you for sharing that. It's so true. There's a saying, when Alejandra said, you can have all the material wealth, but you may be void spiritually. That's not a rich life at all. That's actually a very poor life. There's a saying that says, a person was so poor, all they had was money. And if you see it that way, you can actually understand it. A person was so poor, all they had was money. And there's another saying that says, money can never fill a hole in your heart. So even if you have all the riches under the sun, but you don't have good relationships in your life, relationships are everything. You don't have love, the most important value or an experience, an emotion, and is love. To have love, to give love and receive love, that's also a rich life. So yeah, spiritual and material. So thank you, because all those are spiritual energies. Anyone else? So I've got some. Money comes to mind. Money is definitely one of them. Rich is absolutely including financial wealth. If a person doesn't have the means to give them the basic necessities, not just to get by, but the things that make you happy, that you'll enjoy your life. So if you had more money, what would you do with it? You know, would you have more holidays with your family? If you think about an experience like that, that makes your life rich in terms of happiness. So money, definitely, it allows you the means to do what you need to do to expand and to grow and to be more expressive of yourself and your own life. Someone said abundance. Yes. A purpose for life. That I really like. A purpose for life is a life worth living.
Yep. Finding meaning and being able to live out that meaning.
Absolutely. To have the purpose, to live it out, and to have is to make your life meaningful, that you know that when you're at the end of your life, you can look back and say, my life actually meant something. I think the saddest thing ever is to be on your deathbed and to think, what did it really mean? I know Wayne Dyer talks about this in one of his audiobooks, that a guy on his deathbed turned to his wife and he said, what if my whole life was wrong? And I found that a really very sad idea, a very sad thought. And that was when Wayne Dyer took out a piece of paper that day and he wrote down and he said, dear Wayne, don't die with the music still in you. So all of us have got some music within us, whatever it is, something that we are good at, something that we love, that we can express and help and add value to the world. And we do need to find a way to have that purpose and express that. Otherwise we do die with that music inside you. And for me, this is my music. What I'm doing right now with all of you, this is part of my business, and this is my music. And I love the sound of it. I love the feel of it. I love the rhythm of it, everything of it, speaking, training, coaching. And if you don't know your purpose, I'd say stick with more personal development, do whatever it takes, invest in yourself, but make a point of finding that. That's probably the most important goal of your life. So thank you for Ariel, who mentioned it, and Mary, who expanded on it. And welcome, Vanessa. Hi. Good to see you there now. I haven't welcomed you before.
Hi, Ginny. And I also think richness in health, I think, is so important.
Betty, I can't miss your accent. So richness in health. If you what you're saying, Betty, so true. If a person had all the money in the world, but you were bedridden or too sick to go on just a walk around a city on holiday somewhere and just see what it's like in the evening because you can't breathe properly or you can't walk properly, is so true. You can't have a rich life if you don't have health. They actually say health is the new wealth. So very true. Health. Thank you for sharing. Darlene wrote freedom. So Darlene, welcome. Probably one of my highest values personally is freedom. And I think any negative emotion that we feel to some degree is a fear that some of our freedom is going to be taken away. And whether that's jealousy or anger or resentment or whatever it may be, there's a part of that freedom there. Freedom is very, very important. And that's definitely one of the elements of a rich life. Okay, anyone else want to add something? Yes, no? Okay, all right. So I've got this here. 12 things which constitute real riches. A positive mental attitude. If anyone knows any negative person in their life, a chronic negative thinker, is it nice to hang around with them? No. Do you think they're having a good time? No. You can go to the best restaurant with this person. You'll have the best meal, the best service, the best food, but they will complain because they're negative. They will have things go wrong with their general day. You'll find positive people. How was your day? They had a great day. Like today, I had a beautiful day. The weather was fantastic. I went to the beach. It was a wonderful day. So a positive mental attitude is massive. And it is so important in even creating a rich life. So when I said think and grow rich, why this book is about personal development, the first word is think, because this whole book, the 30 principles in this book are about changing the way we actually think. Our perception, our positive mental attitude is how we think. And through being aware of that and working on that and focusing on that, that's growth. We then grow, personal growth. And as a consequence, we end up with a rich life. And a rich life is positive mental attitude, sound physical health, harmony in human relationships. Definitely. Human relationships are so important. Freedom of fear. That is so big. We are so limited in our lives because of fear of the strangest things. I'm just going to mute the mics, but you can unmute yourself at any time just because there's some noise in the background. So fear is something that we do need to slowly but surely work on eliminating. Some people say it's impossible. I don't think it's impossible. I've seen, people, including people like Napoleon Hill or Henry Ford, who they worked on their fear, they got rid of their fear. If I think of John Maxwell, I'm in the John Maxwell team. I spend time with John almost every year in Orlando when I go to the live training. And so he's the world's best leadership author and speaker. And he talks about fear a lot and how it can hold you back. So people think, oh, you can't get over your fears. Yes, you can. How do you get over them? You just get over them by forced repetition of acts of courage and convincing your mind through your thinking that you don't have to have these fears anymore. The last chapter in this book of Think and Grow Rich is actually the 6 Ghosts of Fear. And it's all about that, getting rid of fear. Very important. Also, the hope of future achievement. What a wonderful feeling it is to have hope or know you're going to do something wonderful or something's happening for you in the future, something to look forward to. What a wonderful feeling. The capacity for applied faith. People who have faith, whatever faith it is, generally are healthier, happier, and nicer people to be around, and also less stressed. You'll find that people with a very strong faith even handle death very well, the loss of a loved one. You'll find if people really, really struggle with the death of a loved one, their faith is not as strong or they potentially don't have much faith. So faith is very important. And it says the capacity for applied faith, it means you actually applying it. Then willingness to share one's blessings with others. That is beautiful. And that's really what life purpose is. Someone mentioned life purpose earlier. Life purpose is all about others, serving others, helping others, adding value to others. And that's what it is, the willingness to share one's blessings with others, because you can only add value to others if you've got the value first, right? But imagine having the value and keeping it all to yourself like a reservoir. A reservoir water becomes stale and then eventually toxic. But the more you share it and give it, like a river, keep moving, the water stays pure and clean. And the more you give, the more you get. It's the law of receiving. To be engaged in a labor of love. Love what you do. Not work, labor of love. There's a big difference in work and the labor of love. I speak for myself. I love what I do. I never used to always. It's a journey. I'm not having got time to go into that now, but I was in corporate for 20 years. Most of it was good, but there were some really, the times where I didn't like it at all. And there's nothing worse. They say 84% of people don't like the jobs they go to every day. And that's an alarming statistic. If you don't like what you're doing, then my strongest encouragement is, however, find a way, somehow, some way. Find your purpose, find your passion, and move towards something that you love. So when you are spending all those hours a day doing it, it's a labor of love. It doesn't ever feel like work. Then an opened mind on all subjects toward all people. That's beautiful. Also, complete self-discipline. This is a huge one. Self-discipline is different for everybody, and some people have more of it than others. But no matter who you are and how much self-discipline you have, we all know, geez, we could all do with a bit more self-discipline. So, and that really starts with the discipline of our thinking. The first place self-discipline begins is our thoughts. Because if you think of something like procrastination, before you're sitting there procrastinating, it's a thought going through your head. You're very well aware of what's going on, but your thinking is, oh, okay, and I'll do it later, I'll just do this thing now. These are all thoughts. So the discipline starts with the thinking. And then number 11, wisdom with which to understand people. That's very nice. Also to help you relate to people better. You'll be a better friend, better companion. And then last but not least, absolutely, it's about money, financial security. All achievement, all earned riches have their beginning in an idea. I'm not too sure in the whole book how many times the word idea is written in Think and Grow Rich, but I know that in one of the chapters, I think it is the Sixth Sense maybe, it's written in there over 140 times, the word idea. So I've just put it at the bottom here because I want you to make a note. If you're making notes for yourself, write this down. When you have a big goal or a big dream and you want to achieve something and you're doing whatever you're doing, maybe you're using affirmations, maybe you're visualizing. I recommend visualizing, every one of you, at least 5 minutes a day, every day of your life, towards what you want, whether it's better health, relationships, money, whatever it is, visualize. When you want this thing and you're trying to create it, make notes. An idea is the first manifestation. Some people dismiss ideas as, oh, just a thought popped in my head, and they leave it and they move on with their day. When you start creating on the Think and Grow Rich principle, idea is the first manifestation. And the other thing that Napoleon Hill talks about is we can't just have the idea, we must act on it, and also we must act on it immediately, because there's something called the law of diminishing intent. The longer you let it go on for, the less intention you'll have to actually act on it. Okay, so let's get into these 7 principles now. I'll just start off with this wonderful quote. This is probably, for me, the best quote, one of the best quotes out of the book Think and Grow Rich. What the mind of man can conceive and believe it can achieve. So when we say what it can conceive, it means that you first using your imagination to think and create in your mind the picture of the future you, more healthy, more happy, more wealthy, more freedom, more love, whatever it is, more abundance. You first got to conceive it in your mind, and that you can only do with your imagination. I can tell you this, if a person cannot imagine themselves in better health, they can't achieve it. If a person cannot imagine themselves with more money and how you're spending it and how you're living, you cannot create it. You have to first conceive it in the mind. And when it says conceive, before you can ever believe, you have to conceive it repeatedly. You've got to continuously put that image on the brain. Every time you see the image, it gets impressed on the subconscious mind, especially with emotion. That's why visualizing is so valuable. Repeatedly see it. The more you can conceive it in your mind, using imagination, using emotion, with your eyes closed in a relaxed state, like a meditative state, you then, over time and repetition, create a new belief. The minute you create a new belief, it's going to manifest. Why? because our beliefs determine our living experience. Our beliefs determine our living experience. If you believe there's a bad economy out there, it will prove that it's true to you. If you believe no matter the economy, whatever it is, there are many opportunities out there and life's really good, life will prove it back to you. We first create our beliefs and then they prove them back to ourselves. Very little, my friends, is fact. No matter the circumstances, there are people right now through the coronavirus period who have said it's the worst year ever, business was terrible, had no job, whatever, loss of income. Of course, that is a reflection of their beliefs, because there are also people in this year who have had some of the best years ever. I've had a really, really good 2020. I have to say it. This has been a really, really good year for me in every area of my life. So it's all about our beliefs. If we believe times are hard, they'll prove it back to us. If we believe times have got opportunities and they're actually good, it'll prove it back to us. The same as the beliefs about how much money we can create, how much love we can enjoy, the quality of our relationships, everything. So I want to start off with that. All right, here's principle 1. Everything which is tangible began as a thought. So even the screen you're looking at right now, whether it's a computer or a mobile phone or a tablet, that was an idea first. Someone had this idea, then they took that idea and they turned it into a plan. Organized planning is one of the chapters in Think and Grow Rich. Once they put it into a plan, they then took that plan and put it into action. And then the thing was created. So everything which is tangible began as a thought. This is why it is so important to become aware of how you think. And I know this sounds a bit odd. What does she mean? I must become aware of how I think. And even if I did become aware, what do I do with it? Those kind of questions. When you want something and you're determined to have it, you need to have a system or a process in which you can systematically and methodically take synchronized steps towards that end goal, knowing somehow, somewhere, no matter what, this you will achieve. And the very first idea of you ever achieving that thing is your thoughts about it. So the first thought is, be clear. What do you really want? What does it look like? What does it sound like? How big is it? How small is it? Where is it? What is it? Clear, crystal clear. So clear you can articulate it. You can write it out. You know exactly. That's the first thing. And that's a thought. Thought converted into a plan on paper is another manifestation. So the first manifestation is the idea or the thought. Then you write it out as a plan. That's the next manifestation. It's in physical form. It may just be a plan right now, but you've started to create this thing. And as you have a system, like the whole philosophy within the book, and you move towards it, you will achieve your goal as long as you stick to the principles. But what's important is, it's very important that you know how you think. That's why I love this book. Another book I love is As a Man Thinketh by James Allen, because it helps to really raise that awareness on how a person thinks. And that's the shortest book I've ever read. It's 25 pages, As a Man Thinketh. But what a powerful and deep book. Both of them you could study for a lifetime. Okay. Jose Silva, he's the founder of the Silva Method. That's the program, the personal development program that I trained, that I was talking about earlier for those of you who are new. And he says the greatest discovery you'll ever make is the potential of your own mind. And this is almost the same thing as think. And as you use your mind more, you do change and grow, and you get what you want, the rich life. So when Jose says the potential of your own mind is your greatest discovery, if you know how to use your mind in a very specific way, you can create anything you want for yourself. Yes, there are some principles on which this lies. I'll share 7 of them with you this evening. But please know your greatest asset is between your 2 ears. It's your mind. It's your mind. Second principle, win or quit. Pick a side. This sounds a bit extreme. Pick a side. The truth is, you have to pick a side. You can never be gray here. You're either a person who tends to give up after trying a few number of times and you don't succeed, you'll give up. You're either that kind of person, I'm being honest, or you're a person who never gives up, who will persist until they get their goal. Why am I mentioning this? Because this is the distinguishing factor between successful and unsuccessful people. It's the tendency or the inclination to quit, to give up at the first sign of opposition, or the second sign of opposition, or maybe the third sign of opposition. And you know what it is? It's that we've learned a social construct or a social idea called this thing called failure. We've learned it from adults as we grew up and understood this to be a bad thing, that failure is bad. So if we learn that failure is a bad thing, you must avoid it. It's like, you know, sticking your hand in fire is a bad thing. So we tend to avoid sticking our hand in fire. If we learn that failure is bad, we tend to avoid it. When you were a small baby and you were learning to walk, I just Googled this out of my own interest because I wanted to know, a baby falls down how many times? 100 times, 200 times? The answer is 5,000 times. Why do they keep trying and getting up? Because they haven't learned the concept of failure yet. If you could just be like that, you could achieve whatever it is that you want. And I'm not exaggerating when I say whatever it is that you want, because we have to learn that failure, first of all, is never permanent. It's always temporary. And it's part of the road to success. It's part of the process of winning. You cannot achieve a high level of success without some failure along the way, because it's not really failure. All it is doing something in a plan or a way that doesn't actually work, evaluating it afterwards, and then learning something from it, getting a lesson out of it, applying that lesson in the future so that you can improve. If you did this every time something went wrong in your life or any mistake you had, even in a relationship, like an argument or something, and you went back to reflect, learn a lesson and apply it to improve, you'd be amazed at how much your personal development would just grow up from that alone. So we need to actually expect failure if we want to be highly successful. It's going to happen. It happens to everybody. Everybody fails at some stage. The truth is nobody likes it. But if we are aware that there's a valuable lesson in every failure that can teach us something, well, then you might be a bit more inclined to be more embracing of it and saying, well, it's a learning process. That's what it is. It's like trial and error. It's to learn. Not only expect failure, but potentially to prepare for it. It sounds a bit strange, but yes, we do need to prepare that perhaps this might not work and be ready. If it doesn't work, as I said, make it into a lesson and see it as a stepping stone towards where you're going. In the book Think and Grow Rich, there's a chapter on planning. It's called Organized Planning. And the author says, you know, you have your goal here, write the best plan you can towards it. Then you apply the plan, put it into action straight away. Don't wait to prepare, get ready, be good. Don't prepare to get, you know, like all, you know, this whole thing about preparation is overrated. Just begin it once. And then he said, if it doesn't work, get another plan. And if it doesn't work, well, it's not the right plan, get another plan. And if it doesn't work, and he goes on saying, indefinitely, if your plan doesn't work, create another plan. If you think about this, you'll understand why people like Thomas Edison created the light bulb and the talking machine, the recording machine, all those things. But the light bulb, he got it wrong 10,000 times. I don't know anyone personally who would keep trying to do anything, you know, 100 times, let alone 10,000 times. But it's not how many times you will keep trying something. It's the principle that you either are a person who never quits or a person who eventually quits. Quitters never win and winners never quit. So for your own life, whatever it is that you're wanting, and I'm talking about anything, your health, you're trying to fix a relationship, you want more spirituality, you want more money, you want a better job, you want to start your own business, you failed once, twice, 10 times, I don't know how many times. My message to you is never, ever, ever give up. Never quit. And as long as you keep doing that, my friend, you will succeed. As long as you get up one more time that you fall down, you will succeed. That's the second principle. Facing difficulties is inevitable. We all do. Every one of us. We have difficulties. We have failures. But learning from them is optional. that is one of the biggest lessons you could ever take. There's a book that John Maxwell wrote. Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. If any of you here struggle with failure and defeat, I would recommend that you read that book. Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. By the time you've gone through that book, you'll have a completely different view of making mistakes or failing, and see it as a massive opportunity to, one, become 100% responsible for all the results in your life, and two, to see how much value there is in making mistakes. We learn more from our mistakes than we do from our successes. In fact, we learn very little from always getting things right. We really don't learn a lot. We're in our comfort zone, and we're in our zone of expertise, or our zone of genius, as they call it. We don't learn much. But if you're outside your comfort zone in an area that you don't really know so well, and you're making a mistake, I promise you, you're on a learning curve like this. How valuable is that? You couldn't pay for an education like that if you tried. And it's in any area, whatever it is, whether it's property investing, starting your own business, trying to be an entrepreneur, whatever. So value mistakes. I remember when I first went to a John Maxwell event, I was still working in corporate back then. The one big takeout from the conference for me was that I was going to embrace making mistakes, and I made it as a New Year's resolution for the next 2 years after that. This year, I'm going to embrace making mistakes. I'm going to try more things, not being attached to getting them all right, just trying more things. Because if I did that, I knew I'd get more experience and learn and grow faster. Okay, the third one is our minds receive ideas from the universe. That's when I said to you earlier, your idea is the first manifestation. This is such a simple thing that I've just mentioned, but it is so important, because when you realize on your way to success, you have these random ideas at the weirdest times. They are so valuable. This is your intuition. That's what an idea is. An idea from the universe, meaning it's not something that you had planned or thought out in your own head, or that you necessarily read in a book or some knowledge base, but you're in a relaxed state. Maybe you're driving, maybe you're showering, maybe you're just lying, staring into space, or going for a walk. You generally are relaxed. That's when your intuition works. Intuition, by the way, which is the sixth sense, is another chapter in this book. Napoleon Hill says that you will get ideas popping in your head continuously, given to you by your sixth sense or your intuition, or let's call it the universe. But in order to do this, we need to tune our minds to receive them. So the way the book describes it is, your mind is like a radio station. It's got a transmitting signal, and it's also like a radio that's a tuning signal. It can also receive the signal. So think of your mind as a sending and receiving station. When we're using visualization, which is our imagination, and we're getting emotionally involved with this future you, more wealthy, more healthy, more freedom, whatever it is, and your eyes are closed and you're visualizing with emotion, you actually change your entire emotional state. Let's call it your vibration, the best way to describe it. You can measure vibration with instrumentation, so we know you're changing something. Your emotions change. You change your vibration to the frequency of the life that you want, or the money that you want, or the health that you want, whatever it is. And in that time, whether it's 5 minutes only, doesn't matter, you're at a different frequency. So you are not only transmitting, but you are now a magnet receiving. And it is this frequency up here of your dream life that allows you the opportunity to then operate at the frequency of your, let's call it your dream or your goal. For a few minutes a day, you train your vibration to that upward place. You are then, the law of attraction works, whether you believe in it or not. The law of attraction is a law. It's a universal law. It applies without your belief. You don't have to believe in it. I promise you're still applying. Your lives are like that right now, always have been. Everything that you have in your life happen to you is always a law of attraction. You are vibrational match to everything that occurs. So if you're at this frequency of your goal or your dream, you then become a vibrational match, and everything you need is attracted to you to help you create that goal or that dream. That's why we need to visualize every day. That's what the Silver Method is. The Silver Method is a 4-day advanced visualization program, and also 2 days is intuition for this very point. So if we can tune our minds and train them, how to become the sending and receiving station and like an antenna. Even having positive thinking helps. Positive thinking makes you an attractive magnet for receiving things that are positive as well. You'll then be able to attract high quality ideas into your life, which you can then implement and then transform into the goal you're trying to achieve. That's how Think and Grow Rich works. And it's specifically, the book is designed with a formula for making money, specifically money, not all these other things that I spoke about, money in itself, because it's a measurable goal. So when you actually get these ideas, once you've trained your mind how to think, you receive them and you implement them, these ideas are the ones that actually change your experience into creating, as the author says, not just money. The word he uses is fortunes. He uses the word fortune throughout the book, and he does it intentionally so that a person understands this is not just about making another $10,000 a year. This is about creating whatever it is that you want. And he uses the word fortune, I'm sure, to help expand your mind to think bigger. If any of you are followers of Abraham Hicks, great. If you're not followers of Abraham Hicks, I recommend you go into YouTube and pick any topic you like, type it in, and then type Abraham Hicks and just give it a shot. Listen to a couple of audios. They've helped me so much in my life, I can't tell you. I've read their books. I've even been blessed enough to go to one of their seminars. So here's a quote from them. You are the creator of your own experience, 100%. You live in a vibrational universe. You personally have 100% control of the signal that you emit. How do we know that you have control of the signal you emit? Because you are the only person who can control your thoughts. Your thoughts create immediately emotions, and emotions are your vibration. When you say, oh, I'm really angry, what you're just saying is, I'm aware that I'm at a low vibrational frequency. You say, oh, I'm so happy. You're just saying, I'm aware that I'm a very high vibrational frequency, but we don't speak in that kind of language. People think we're a bit crazy, but that's really what it is. So knowing this, you definitely are the creator. Okay, the very first chapter in Think and Grow Rich is titled Desire. And the author says, you must have a burning desire. You must have a burning desire, not just a wish, a hope, I'd like that, that would be nice. Not just a desire. He says a burning desire. And he goes so far as to say at some point, an all-consuming obsession. Now, when we use the word obsession, some people have a negative context there. So I'm not talking about a negative context like an obsession in that way. What we're saying is, in the way that when you in your life have ever fallen in love, you don't need anyone to remind you of that person. You don't need someone to say, hey, think about that person you're falling in love with. Just think about them, You've forgotten about them for the last 3 hours. Think about them again. You don't have to do that. You think about them every gap you have when you're not busy. They pop in your head. The first thing on your mind when you wake up in the morning. The last thing on your mind when you go to bed at night. When you're eating, whatever you're doing, you're thinking about the person if you're in love with them. This is what it means to have a burning desire, or what he calls an all-consuming obsession. It's to be in love with your goal. Be in love with your dream. You must have that. If you have a burning desire for something, you then can achieve it. Without it, I'm serious, it will wane. You won't have the energy to go for what you want, because there are going to be times that are tough. There are going to be times where things go wrong and you're going to fail. And the only thing that will pull you through is if you have a really true burning desire and an actual purpose as to why you actually want this thing. They go hand in hand. So that's when a person earlier said a purpose and a meaning for life is so important. You must know why. If you said, oh, I want to make another $500,000 or whatever it is, I would say, then write me a whole foolscap page, starting with the word because. Why do you want it? I want it because I'll do this, I'll have that, I'll help this one, I'll help that one, whatever it is. You need to have a strong why and a burning desire. So an example is Henry Ford thought about this the V8 engine and the V12 engine, but the V8 engine. And he had engineers employed, and they were employed full time, and he's paying these guys. And they came to him and they said, it can't be done. You can't cast an engine in a block. That's exactly what you're asking for. And he said, I don't care. Go back and work on it again. The guys went away, they came back and said, it's impossible, can't be done. Henry Ford said, go back and work on it again. He had these people for more than a year under his employment. Now imagine, engineers are not the cheapest wage. These are expensive people to have on your payroll. They're not delivering anything that you want month after month after month. He never got rid of them. He never fired them, but he never took no for an answer. He just said, go back and work on it again. I want the V12 engine. I will have it. Go and create it. And what happened? They did. That is what it means to never quit, to know exactly what you want, and to have a burning desire to achieve it. And if you have all of that, and you believe in yourself and you believe in your vision, my friends, as I sit here today, you will accomplish it. These are literally the ingredients for achieving what you want. And you may have heard this before. I'm not probably telling you anything new. But when you come to understand it for yourself, not because I'm saying it or you've read it before, heard it before, but you take it on board for yourself and you say, you know what, I've heard this before. What if I really took this knowledge and acted on it in my own life? What if I really took something that I'm not sure what I want, but I spent the time to clarify it until I knew exactly what I want, clear clarity, took the time to write it out, took the time to start studying this book, putting a plan together, committing to yourself as a decision for life, you'll never quit until you get this thing that you want, visualizing with emotion to ensure that you increase your vibration, being calm and relaxed every day. So you've got to meditate every day so you can get these intuitive ideas. The minute you get them, my advice is you write them down, because an intuitive idea dissolves. I know people think it's crazy, but it does. They just dissolve and you won't remember them by the afternoon, and then act on them straight away. What if you did that for your life? Why wouldn't you give yourself a fighting chance? If you've never done this before, why wouldn't you? You've got nothing to lose. You've got everything to gain. The starting point of all achievement is desire. Keep this constantly in mind. Weak desires bring weak results, just as a small amount of fire makes a small amount of heat. A burning desire is something we can create. Some people say, I don't know how to increase my desire. Like, I think it would be nice to have more money. Let's say, whatever the number is, 100,000 more, whatever it is. But I don't really feel it, I don't really feel it. The author says in the chapter on desire, you must create it for yourself. You must sit there and literally conjure up a higher and higher and higher desire, notch by notch by notch. Think about it, review it. Think about it in the morning, again in the afternoon, again at night. Go back to your plan and go back to your why you wanted, a definite purpose as to why you wanted, because it will do what. And the more you have written down as to why you want it, the more motivation you'll have and the more desire you'll have to actually accomplish it. Failures don't mean that you have failed. This is really an important concept. Oops. So I just want to quickly ask something here. Okay. It's very important that we understand. I spoke about failure earlier, about when quitters never win and winners never quit. The first thing to understand is that people often give up halfway in doing anything for the first time, or something challenging, something new. Not because it's really failure, because they perceive they could fail. They don't even sometimes try. They just perceive they could fail. We have to know that if you do have failures, it doesn't mean that you personally are a failure, or that this is the end, now you failed. It just means that you've had one hiccup in the road and you've got to get up again, try another plan, and keep doing it. As I said, you've got to learn a lesson from everyone. Failure is an indication to you that you are one step closer to your goal, because you've learned something on how it doesn't work. It's valuable. It's not a waste. Nothing is ever a waste. It's actually part of the road to success. And it's also part of your development of persistence. Persistence is a chapter in the book. Very, very important. That's about quitting or winning. You've got to choose one. So there is such a thing as successful failure. These are some of the traits of a person who's a successful person who has a lot of failures. So these are some traits of such a person. The one is optimism. They find the benefit in every bad experience. Another one is responsibility. Change your response to failure by accepting 100% responsibility. John Maxwell taught me this years ago. He said, if you take 100% responsibility for everything in your life, you'll have more motivation to achieve your dreams. The next one is initiative. You need to take initiative. Take action. Continuously face your fears and take action. You have to initiate. We have to face the unknown. We have to learn how to deal with worry. We have to learn how to get rid of worry, get rid of doubt, get rid of indecision, get rid of fear. A successful failure is a failure that we respond to correctly by finding the good, taking responsibility, moving on, and taking action. A person who never made a mistake is a person who never tried anything new. That's quite dangerous. If you don't try anything new, one, you're not growing, and two, you cannot possibly make your lives better. So keep getting out your comfort zone, keep trying new things, expand and grow. Really important. Principle 6, have faith. Faith can move mountains. That's even in the Bible. That woman who was unwell and said when Jesus came, if I can just touch his cloak, I know I'll be healed if I can just touch his cloak. And he walked through a crowd and she managed to get close to him and touch him. And she was healed. And Jesus, being highly intuitive as he was, he knew that someone touched him, and he turned and he said, who was it that touched me? And when the woman showed that it was her, he never said, I healed you. He said, it was your faith that made you whole. It was your faith. Faith is the thing you find whenever you hear about a miracle. You'll never hear about a miracle that doesn't have an enormous amount of faith behind it. So it's not something you can see. Faith is something that you can feel. It's something that you believe. It's something that you believe so strongly, it's a knowing. So, very important that you have faith. And it can be faith. If you have faith in a higher power, you're blessed. It's wonderful. What a support. What a wonderful asset to have. If you don't have any faith, let's just say you don't, then at least have faith in your dream, have faith in your goal, and definitely have faith in yourself. So people often start chasing their dreams and they maybe encounter some obstacles or some tough times. They get doubt. Then maybe family or friends put more doubt into their heads. They don't want them to lose any money or suffer or anything. They tell them don't do it. They're trying to turn them off their dreams. Then what happens is the person loses faith in themselves. They lose faith in their dreams. Never, ever let that happen to you. Never, ever give up. Don't lose faith. Achieving goals is never going to be easy. That's why you need these principles like persistence, faith. And you need to have your faith as solid as a rock. It needs to be a really, really firm foundation that you can stand on, because times are going to get tough and you're going to need that if you want to accomplish your dream. Faith and fear make poor bedfellows. Where one is found, the other cannot exist. Well, I'll tell you something. You either love this quote or you're going to hate it. I love it because I know that if I start feeling doubt, indecision, or fear, if I go straight to my faith, my mind can't occupy any more doubt or fear. But the bad side is, if you allow fear to creep into your mind and doubt, it's going to push faith right out of your mind, right out of the door, and that's going to affect you. Okay, the last one. Implementing your idea is the most important step of achieving your dreams. Napoleon Hill, as I said to you, goes so strongly into this. He says, when you've got a plan, act on it immediately. Even if your plan is weak and impractical, start at once, whether you're ready or not. Why? Because action is where it all happens. Action is where the rubber hits the road. Action is where there's traction. Where there's traction, things are happening, things are moving. And if things don't work necessarily so well, at least you're getting a learning experience and you are gaining something from it. There's a valuable lesson in there. According to Napoleon Hill, the ability to implement an idea is more important than the knowledge about it. Absolutely. What's the point of knowing everything and never putting it into action? So many people know a lot of things. I know a lot of people who, when you talk to them, they go like this. I know, I know, I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. They say I know a lot. There's not much evidence in some of, not all of them, in some of their lives. They know this, but there's no real evidence of applying it. And that's the very important thing. We might know a lot of things about many concepts and many things, but very few people are able to actually put everything into practice, to see some relationship between the concept, create an idea, and then implement it. Nothing can stop an idea if it's a burning desire. If you have a burning desire, it's always in the back of your mind, and it's going to kind of keep pushing you to act. This how was it for me. I was in corporate for 20 years, and when I had the thought to leave and work for myself, I'm not kidding you when I tell you I was terrified. I was filled with dread. When I had the thought, I used to like even go into a bit of a sweat when I became serious about doing it. Because I thought, am I really going to be able to do this? Am I going to make it work? Is it going to happen for me? That feeling of fear. I had to overcome it, but the desire to do it was stronger. That's why burning desire is so important. We are going to get times when you feel like that. You've got to keep going. You've got to keep pushing through. And you've got to take your desire and you've got to, turn this whole idea that you have into like a blazing fire. Fan it until it grows. And it takes hold of you and it pulls you out of your comfort zone and pulls you towards achieving it. That you'll go through all your terror barriers and you're out of your comfort zone, whatever it takes for you to get there. So whatever idea you have, my friends, nurture it. Nurture it, think about it, daydream about it, journal about it, write it, draw it up as a plan, do a mind map on it, and be very careful who you talk to about it. I don't recommend you talk to many people about it, especially if they're not your greatest supporters and they don't think the world of you. They might talk you out of your own dream. Sometimes the people who love you the most are the ones who will have the most doubt and put the most doubt into your mind. And it's not because they don't love you. They love you. They're trying to protect you. And they, from their own perception and their own life and their own confidence level and experience, they could never do that thing. So when you tell them about your big dream idea, they think, my God, I don't know how anyone can do that. No, you shouldn't do that. It's not going to work. They're afraid that you're going to fail. That's why the book says, don't tell everybody your ideas. Rather form a mastermind where you know people are only there to help you succeed. I love this poem. This is a short version of it. The full poem is actually in the book. Here's just a few lines out of it. It says, if you think you're beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win, but you think you can't, it's almost certain you won't. If you think you will lose, you lost. It's all in the state of mind. You have to be sure of yourself before you ever win a prize. The man who wins is the man who thinks he can. This is why the book says, think and grow rich. Thinking has to change. And it's not just one thought, oh yeah, I think I can do this. You have to change entirely the way we think about what we're doing, how we're going to get there. And when you do that, I promise you, as I sit here now, anything is possible for you. Your potential is unlimited. The greatest gift you can give yourself is to never stop developing your human potential, your personal potential, your uniqueness. Keep developing it. Keep investing in yourself. Make this the best life possible, the best life you could ever have. And if you think that the statement I'm going to say now is something wrong with it, you need to do even more personal development. And it is this. It is our birthright to have it all. It is your God-given birthright to have it all. If you've got any problem with that statement or think, no, there's some nobility in suffering, I'm telling you, I don't know where that ever comes from. Some people do think like that. It's simply not true. We all deserve to have a rich, wonderful, beautiful, and happy life and to have fun. Be happy. And you must change your thinking to create it. So if that's you, I applaud you. I honor you. I commend you. But if that's not you, and you're not that happy, and you feel like you could have a better life, You owe it to yourself to do whatever it takes to learn how to think differently. It's not the way you were born. Oh, I just am this personality. I just think this way. I just am this way. No, nobody just am this way. Nobody. No one is just that way. You can change your life by changing your thinking. It all starts with your mind. So anyway, that's the end of the presentation on the 7 principles out of Think and Grow Rich that I just chose for tonight. I hope that was valuable for all of you. If anybody wants to add a comment or anything, I'll just unmute you quickly before we go into a meditation. Mute all? Yes, how do I unmute you all? Oh, you'll have to unmute yourselves. I don't see the ability to mute you, unmute you. So anybody want to add anything before we go on? You can put into the chat. So valuable. Thank you, Denise. Thank you. So valuable. Wonderful. Yep. So thank you, Vandana. Really enjoyed it. A few laughs too. Good. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a guided meditation. For those who are new to Meaningful Monday, just grab yourself quickly a pen and paper, because this is a different kind of meditation. At the very end of it, when you're deeply relaxed, I'm going to ask you 3 questions, maybe 4. And you're going to open your eyes in the meditation, and just open your eyes just quickly to write down the answer, then close your eyes again and go back to meditation. And these answers that are going to come to you are from your intuition. You're going to access your own intuition tonight through this meditation. It will happen if you relax. So the goal is just to relax. So get a pen and paper quickly, and then keep your cameras on so I can see you if possible, please. And I'll just guide you through the meditation. Okay, so I'll just start off with a little bit of music, like relaxing music. I'll relax you from head to toe. I'm going to ask you to create a waterfall of white light. You'll feel it rushing over you, and you feel yourself cleansing and relaxing and getting rid of all the stress. Then the white light will turn to green, which is just symbolic of unconditional love. And you'll imagine feeling all that love. And then I'm going to ask you questions at the very end, which is, what do you need to focus on for the month? What steps do you need to take? What do you need to let go of, and anything else. But don't worry about the questions now. You don't want to think about them in the waking state. We call the beta level of mind. The beta level is your brain waves at a fast pace like now. You want to actually get these questions at the alpha level, when your mind is more relaxed, like a meditative state. And that's when it really works. So if you're all ready, I'll just begin. So find a comfortable position. Close your eyes. Take a nice deep belly breath into your lower belly, as deep as you can. And as you exhale, just blow out through your mouth like you're blowing out a candle. And feel yourself relax. Let's do that again. Take a nice deep belly breath. And as you exhale, allow the tensions in your body to release and float away. Take another deep breath. And as you exhale, begin to feel your body relaxing. There's nothing you need to do right now except relax. Give yourself this next 10 minutes or so to do nothing but focus on relaxing. Keep breathing deeply, slowly, and rhythmically. Feel the tension leaving your scalp. Relax your scalp. Relax your forehead. Relax your eyes and the tissues surrounding your eyes. Relax your cheeks, your whole face. Relax your tongue and jaw. Relax your neck, your shoulders, arms, and hands. Take another deep breath, and as you exhale, feel the tension leaving your back. Take a nice deep breath, and as you exhale, relax your chest. Take a nice deep belly breath, and as you exhale, relax your abdomen. Relax your hips and pelvic area. Take another deep breath and allow the tension to leave your thighs. Relax your thighs. Relax your knees. Relax your calves. Relax your feet all the way down to your toes. You are now experiencing a deep state of relaxation. It's a wonderful feeling to be deeply relaxed, a very healthy state of being. You're now going to create in your mind an ideal place of relaxation. It can be real or imagined, somewhere you've been or somewhere you'd like to go, but allow it to be a place where you feel totally relaxed. Begin to experience this place right now. Experience your ideal place of relaxation as if you are there, using all your mental senses. What does it smell like? What does it sound like? What does it look like? Now that you've created your ideal place of relaxation, you're going to add a waterfall of white light into the scene. Place it wherever you choose. The waterfall is gentle, allowing you to stand under the cascading white light. The light is a healing energy, a clearing energy. Your waterfall of white light is now created. Walk over to the waterfall and stand under the white healing light. Allow the white light to swirl around you, encompassing you within its glow. It is clearing the stress, tension, and clutter of the day, of the past week, of the past month, of the year, of the lifetime from your energy field, from your atmosphere or your aura. As the light clears your energy field, just notice how much happier you look. Notice the smile on your face. See how the weights that you've been carrying are no longer a burden. Notice how your energy field is expanding out as you are radiating love. This waterfall of light is always available to you whenever you need it. All you need to do is close your eyes and imagine your ideal place of relaxation and immerse yourself in this healing white light. Now take a deep breath, relax deeper, and repeat these beneficial statements to yourself mentally. Every day, in every way, I am getting better, better, and better. Positive thoughts, suggestions, and images bring me benefits and advantages I desire. I will always maintain a perfectly healthy body, mind, and immune system. The following statements are for your better health. Keep in mind, from now on, I will occasionally be speaking in your place. Every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every cell, tissue, organ, and system of my body is revitalized, restored, and renewed, resulting in a perfectly healthy body, mind, and immune system. I'm able to function in harmony, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually to promote maximum benefits. My awareness in using my mind allows me to do activities that promote increased health, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Now imagine the white light turns to green. You are now immersed in a glowing green light. This green light is unconditional love. It surrounds you. It encompasses you. It flows through your entire being. It fills you with love. All those hurts you felt, all those pains you felt, the angry moments, the frustrations, allow this green light, this unconditional love, to heal all those spaces now. You are an amazing human being. You deserve love. You deserve joy. You deserve abundance, prosperity, and you deserve peace. It is now time to step out of the waterfall. Step out of the waterfall of light. Your energy field is now clean and clear. You are centered. You are refreshed. You are able to think more clearly. You feel a sense of clarity. You are in the flow of universal love and energy. Take a moment now to bask in this feeling of connectedness. You have now reset your body and mind for the month ahead. It is now time to set your intention for the month ahead. I'm going to count from 10 to 1. When we reach the count of 1, you will have tuned into your inner wisdom, your higher self, your intuition, that part of you that if you tuned in, guides you and intuitively knows what is best for you. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are now tuned into your own inner wisdom, your own inner guidance, your intuition, the part of you that when you tuned in, guides you and intuitively knows what is best for you. Feel the alignment with your higher self. Feel the connection. And now ask yourself the following question, and whatever your first impression is, write that down. Don't judge it, don't think it. Just write down your first impressions. The first question is, what do I need to focus on for the month ahead? Write down your first impressions. And then take a deep breath and close your eyes and go back into your meditation. Next question. What steps do I need to take me closer to what I want to be, do, or have? Write down your first impressions. What steps do I need to take me closer to what I want to be, do, or have? Then take a deep breath and go back to meditation. Next question. What do I need to let go of? Write down your first impressions. What do I need to let go of? And then take a deep breath, relax, and go back to meditation. And the next question, the last question it is as well. Ask yourself, is there anything else I need to know or do? Is there anything else? And allow a deep breath and relax. When you come out the meditation, I want you to trust the answers that you received, knowing that these come from your own inner guidance, and you can trust them and you need to act on them. So in a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 5 and cause a sound with my fingers. At that moment, you'll open your eyes, be wide awake, feeling fine and in perfect health, feeling better than before. 1, 2, coming out slowly now. 3, at the count of 5, you'll open your eyes, be wide awake, feeling fine and in perfect health, feeling better than before. 4, 5. Eyes open, wide awake, feeling fine and in perfect health, feeling better than before. Welcome back, all you lovely people. And then to all those people who joined now, so late, I think you probably got the daylight savings time wrong because Sydney changed time today. So I'm so sorry if you missed the beginning of the presentation. It's all good though. It's recorded, so you can watch it on YouTube. It will be out on YouTube probably by tomorrow, latest the next day, and it will also go out in my newsletter. So if you want to be subscribed and you're not to my newsletter, just go to my website, whether it's Silver Method Australia or my main website, Janine Shuck International, and just subscribe yourself, then you'll get the newsletter. Queensland time, yes, sorry Sam, but definitely watch the recording, Sam. I'm sorry that you missed it. I realized when you guys came on that you were in the wrong time zone. All right, so just quickly for what's coming up. So next week, Developing the Leader is, Developing the Leader Within You is a title for next Meaningful Monday. Thank you, Betty. Many thanks to all. Have a great month. The next events that are coming up, one is the Silver Method. So I've got Silver Method online. Thank you, Sam. Thank you. Enjoyed the meditation. So for those of you who want to do the Silver Method and can't travel, this is the second one I'll be doing that's online. We won't keep doing them forever. It's just during this COVID period. I've done the first one in August. Jackie, who's on here tonight, was in that one. I'm not sure if there's anyone else. So that's in October, the 22nd to the 25th. Please let me know as soon as possible, because if you do want to join, I do need to post your manuals, and it takes a few days for you to get that, so let me know. If you want to join the live class, it's over 2 weekends in November. And then, just as I said when I did 7 Principles to Think and Grow Rich, I study this book as a mastermind at least once a year. Some people like Alejandro, who's on here, they've done it several times with me. If you'd like to join the mastermind, I highly recommend it. And it is a book that you can study for the rest of your life and never stop growing. When we say we've got infinite potential, once you do it, you have a new level of awareness. You learn it again and study it, you go from a new level of awareness, and you see different things and you learn different things. That's how life goes. So the mastermind on Think and Grow Rich is next year. Thanks, Denise. And if you want to book in, the first 5 places to book is at a special price of $3.99. After that, there are only 10 spots for the whole mastermind, and the prices go to $4.99. So if you'd like to book, let me know as soon as possible. Yes, it's online. Jackie, thank you. Good question. Sorry, the mastermind, Think and Grow Rich, is online, as well as in my office. So I do have, even now, like for example, we start a mastermind on another book tomorrow. Aleandra's in that one as well, which is the 15 Laws of Growth. And some people are coming into the office and some people are doing it online. So yes, Jackie, you can be online. So Think and Grow Rich has a lot of bonus content material. I deliver it through videos. It's from different sources. It's not from Napoleon Hill. It's from the Silver Method, Dr. Thurman Fleet, Wayne Dyer, Bruce Lipton, Paul Martinelli. There's a lot of new content that's also in there, and you get that as bonus content when you do the mastermind. Janine, just curious, is this a co-venture with the author? No. I've got the license to teach Think and Grow Rich. I've had it for a few years, and it's my own mastermind. It's run my own way, and the bonus content comes from other sources, as I said, that I have packaged together. And the way I deliver, what I deliver doesn't exist out there, as far as I know, the same content. So it runs over 8 weeks, and we meet every week for 2 hours from 7 to 9 at night. And there's a limited group, as I said, of only about 10 people, no more. And you all get a chance to participate. And it's through your participation, one, you're learning a lot for yourself and from the book and how it applies to you. But being in that group of the mastermind, you are learning enormously from everyone else in the group. So that's the value. Maybe, Aleandra, you want to share your experience, because you've done so many Think and Grow Rich. Tell them why you keep coming back. Because someone will say, why do you do it again? You've done it already. Why do you come back?
Well, I really love it. You know, the Think and Grow Rich is something that I strongly recommend to anyone who is listening now, because it really changes your mindset, the way you see things. And as you say, is to develop, you know, to be rich in all areas of your life. It's not only about money. It's a question also of relationships, of, you know, spirituality, I don't know, other areas of your life. So for me, it has been really, really important to do all these things, to reinforce my goals, to find my purpose, and also, you know, to take all this to my practical life, you know, like how to use in a better way your time, how to plan things, how to use your resources, how to appreciate your life in a different way. So I think it's a fantastic thing. That's why I have been repeating.
Thanks. And Anna, I think, Anna, you also did Think and Grow Rich.
I have. I've done it a few times. And look, every time I do it, I find out something new, not just within the book and not just about my my lovely colleagues, but I discover something new about myself. And every time I've done it, I found a new little practice, whether that's planning and at the end of every day, or keeping an appreciation journal, or a new little practice that I carry with me into my day-to-day life. And yeah, I guess 18 months on, I can really see the difference. And I do think I'm richer as a result, you know, in happiness, in a sense of purpose, in gratitude, in appreciation. Yeah, in so many ways, I'm richer. Thank you, Janine.
You're welcome. And I promise you, you will become financially richer too. Sometimes it takes a bit of repetition or work. I'm speaking for myself. And then suddenly, when the philosophy clicks and when your mind is so immersed in this continuous study of it, it does happen. There's a line in the book that says, when the riches come, they come so quickly, you wonder where they've been hiding all those lean years. Because there comes a kind of a tipping point after doing all this personal development, and things just start to happen and start to open for you. And by that stage, your mind is ready to not only receive it, but to retain it, because some people make a lot and they lose it. How many times have you heard people, 95% of lotto winners divest themselves of the money within 5 years? Why? Because their minds weren't ready to retain it. So Think and Grow Rich is really about changing the mind. And just to also tell you, the author starts off in the preface of this book talking about a secret. And he mentions the secret in every single chapter for you, the reader, to uncover the secret. Now, I'm not going to tell you what the secret is. You've got to find that as you read the book, and you actually do that in the mastermind. You don't tell it out loud. You tell me until you've got it right. But there's a secret to unlocking the secret, and I share that too in the mastermind, which is actually from another book called The Epilogue to Think and Grow Rich, the 3 missing chapters. And I will give that information away as well as part of the bonus videos for Think and Grow Rich. So as I said, the first 5 tickets is at $3.99, and after that they go to $4.99, and we only have 10 spots. So if you'd like to book in, please do it on my website. Otherwise, guys, that's it from me. Have a wonderful, wonderful month ahead until I see you for next Meaningful Monday in November. If you have any questions, I'm staying right here until the last man leaves. So if you want to ask any questions or say anything or thank you or good night or I love you or whatever it is, I'm here. So
thank you, Janine. Thank you. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Thank you, Alejandra.
Thank you, Janine.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
you,
you.
Darlene. Lovely. Thank you, Vanessa. Amazing. Thank you. Thank you, Laura, all the way from London. I appreciate you.
And Janine, what night of the week is the session Think and Grow Rich?
It is, I'll tell you now. It's either a Tuesday or a Wednesday, Mary. I'll just have a look here. It's a Tuesday night.
Tuesday night. Okay.
And if you miss any of them, they'll be recorded and available only for 7 days. I won't keep them longer than that. If you do miss one, but we suggest you attend all of them. If you miss 1 or 2, you'll still get the value of it as long as you do the work. There's some worksheets that we have just for your own benefit. It's called the 6x6 ways of learning. So I've got worksheets that are involved in a lot of bonus videos. The video content, I have to tell you, is not because it's mine, just the content is absolutely fantastic. You won't have heard this anywhere else. It's all about understanding the conscious mind and the subconscious mind and how the subconscious mind drives everything, all your beliefs, all your behaviors, all your habits, and how we can work on that to change our results. So, yeah. Ariel, thank you, Janine, feeling happier now. Thank you very much, Ariel. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, George. Thank you, Daniel. All the way from China. I hope you enjoyed it. Jolanta, you're so beautiful. Hello, Jolanta. I can't hear you, though. You must unmute yourself, but I can see you. So lovely to see you. Thank you, Margot. Thank you for joining, Margot.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jolanta. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, Margot, Denise, and I think that's still Anna. I'm going to say good night, and I'll stop the recording.